1075 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
How have you seen this league evolve from where it was then, not just in teams, obviously, but from where it was then to now, how you see the game played?
You know, I think first and foremost, the depth of talent in this league is unmatched. You know, obviously you compare it to the ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12. It's not even comparable. But you compare today's SEC to the SEC of the 90s, you know, it was much more top-heavy back then. And so I don't remember ever going to a media days where it's felt more wide open, you know, both because you've had a lot of teams in the bottom and middle improve, and you've also seen the teams at the top kind of step back a little bit. I think that's what the transfer portal has done. It's tough to retain your roster these days. So I think that's one of the things. And one of the other things that I was so fortunate to be a part of, you talk about the way the game's played. You know, Coach Spurrier came to Florida in 1990. I got there in 91. Started running 4 and 5 wide receiver sets, throwing the ball, you know, first, second, third down, putting up 50 points. And quickly, teams that were traditional 3 yards in a cloud of dust programs like Auburn and Georgia had to go 4 and 5 wide receivers just to try to match. As much as you know, you talk some of the innovation in football today, Coach Spurrier was doing a lot of what you're seeing and a lot of how the game is played today back even in the 80s at Duke and then on to Florida and ultimately there in Columbia. So I don't think people give enough credit to Coach in terms of what he did to help kind of change the way college football is being played today.
What do you take away from today so far?
Well, going back to, you know, what you said and what we heard from Beamer there a second ago, it's time to prove it. Again, you're getting the attention you want this year. You're thought of as one of the better teams in the league. You have a quarterback that's thought of as one of the best in the country. You got several guys throughout, you know, offense and defense that, you know, are going to turn a lot of heads. And now you got to go out there and back it up. Again, people want to believe in you for what you did a season ago. But, you know, if you go 5-7 again, they'll stop caring. So you got to keep people engaged and intrigued by what the South Carolina team is. And you certainly have the ability to do that. Not going to be easy. Plenty of tough road games. We talked about, you know, a little bit earlier on and the challenges they have ahead. And, you know, if you can back up a 9-3 with another 9-3, even better season, that I think people start looking at this team like, okay, this is going to become a regular thing. This is who they are, not just a team that has a flash in the pan, good season every 4 to 5 years. They're going to be consistent contenders and then hopefully taking that next step forward to being in that upper echelon of the conference they're not quite to yet.